Good evening. My name is Carl Huddleston. I'm here to talk to you about a new tool to help us deal with objections when talking Plexus. Many of you probably already heard about this new tool. It's called the Plexus Shield of Confidence. We talked a little bit at this year's convention at the Golden Ambassadors Below breakout session, but they didn't go into much detail. But this was the first time I actually got to see what the shield was. I'd heard about it, but never actually saw it. So I did get the privilege of learning more about this at one of BB Shadeg's online training sessions. And I hope to goodness that I didn't butcher her last name too much. So basically, at that training, Tara Piney and her mom, Rhonda, came on and talked to us about this Shield of Confidence. And it was such awesome information that I wanted to bring to you and share with you guys what I'd learned. They didn't really have a presentation. They were on the phone talking at this online training. So this is my attempt to add a little some pictures to go along with the verbiage that they brought forth. So the Plexus Shield of Confidence is a method of presenting our products an opportunity from a place of strength by focusing on these points. Avoid arguments over ingredients, other companies, and product comparisons. You don't have to convince anyone. This method will simply turn the conversation back to what you already know about our products and company. So basically what you're trying to do with this is you're trying to block objections and avoid any discussions that involve subject that would lead to opinionated arguments. And how will you do that? Well, first off, you tell them your story and have two other stories as well. Your story is very, very important. Heck, it's your story. No one can refute your own personal story. However, you need to make it short and sweet. Try to keep it less than 2 minutes. I know, very, very hard to do, because that's one of my downfalls, because once I get to rolling, it's hard to put on the brakes. But you don't want to bore them with too many details. So get organized. Make it flow. Practice it over and over, just like what Beverly had us do last week. Sit in front of your mirror. Tell your story to yourself until you're confident in telling that story. Also do the same thing with those two other stories. I would recommend the two other stories that you have some kind of personal connection to. So like a friend or a family member, it'll seem more genuine as you're telling those two other stories. But memorize them, frontwards and backwards. That way you're confident, and when you tell that story, it'll come across to the customer. So the first bullet on our shield that we're going to talk about is our 60-day money-back guarantee. You know as well as I know, our company stands behind our products. They stand by them so much that our customers have 2 full months to try any one of our products, and if for some reason they don't like it, they can send it back and get their money back. No questions asked. To me, I don't know of any other company out there that has this level of guarantee. So to me, that's huge. So, and as BB, that's crazy. So moving on to the second bullet, it's the scientific evidence behind the ingredients in the Plexus products. Again, you know as well as I know, there is tons of information out there on the internet, books, tons of research that you could do on our products and the scientific evidence of the ingredients. So if you get asked about the ingredient, I highly recommend don't argue about that or really go into much discussion about the ingredients, because most likely it's not their real question to begin with. And however, if you have a customer that does want to know about the ingredients, send them the label information and let them do their own research. What they'll find in their own research is that it'll basically help convince them that we really do have scientific backing of our products. Or as BB always says, have them Google it. And I just butchered her accent, but I really wish her accent is awesome when she says that. Speaking of her, if you've never had a chance to hear her product demonstration without any cameras or recordings, it is awesome. Matter of fact, she talks about the double S, and if you don't know what the double S is, send me a message and we can talk. Moving on, sorry, I sidetracked there. The third bullet on our shield is the thousands of online testimonies from real people. This is so true, and this is one of the many things that impressed me when I first got involved with Plexus, is that there's so many people getting help with not just losing weight. It was about getting healthy. And these people were getting off prescription medications that they'd been on for years. And here's another kicker to top it off, actually getting to sit down and meet these people one-on-one and have a discussion with them about their journey. Such a blessing and a motivation that I'm telling you, that was what kickstarted me wanting to go share these products with my friends and family. That's where I drew my line and said I've got to start sharing these products because I'm selfish if I don't. So moving on to our fourth bullet, phenomenal growth of this company. I know a lot of you already know this, but when I heard it put into these words, I was in such shock and awe that I was beside myself. But did you know that Plexus has grown over 16,000% in the last 3 years? I know, crazy, right? That just hard to fathom that. You know, a company that has that kind of growth doesn't have products that don't work. Very key piece of information for you to have and to be able to communicate to your said customer. A company that has that kind of growth doesn't have products that don't work. And then back in fall 2014, Plexus, we were recognized in Inc. magazine as the 8th fastest growing privately held company in the United States. To me, that's just awesome. And you guys are part of that. So with all that together, that is the Plexus Shield of Confidence. All it really basically is just a simple method of presenting our products and company from a place of strength. Something you can use to stand behind and move forward through all the objections that are coming your way. But one thing you need to remember, this was the one thing that I got out of this online training I had with them, and it kind of goes with what Beverly taught us last week. You sell the product and even our opportunity with your conviction and passion, not your extensive knowledge about our products and ingredients. So I'll say it again. You sell the product and even our opportunity with your conviction and passion, basically your confidence, not your extensive knowledge on products and ingredients. So don't get distracted by ingredients, the many details that you could go down, talk about, or the other companies and company comparisons with the products. So this is your opportunity to lead that conversation with what you know about Plexus. So with all of that, I have a question that I get asked several times, as I know well as you, and I know that a lot of you probably do as well. So I'm going to use this as an example here. So here's the question. Customer comes up and says, can you tell me the difference between Plexus and company X, Y, and Z? There's a couple ways that you can respond. First way is, I know about company XYZ. It has a drink. It's got lots of pills. And I think they have a multivitamin as well. And yada, yada, yada. And you come back with Plexus, has our pink drink. It is the most natural way to lose weight in inches. We have ProBio 5 and BioCleanse, which will basically help your body detoxify and cleanse itself. Or you can do it the second way. Here's the other way. You could go off and you could spend countless hours on researching company X, Y, and Z, package all that information up into a nice, neat bundle of information, and send that to that said potential customer. However, most likely, that said customer will never open that information that you just sent to him. It'll just be a waste of your time and effort. So, and trust me, I know I've stumbled and fumbled on those types of questions a lot. Even if I thought I was sounded highly educated, and I was laying down some awesome facts and information, just patting myself on the back going, woohoo, I'm nailing this. But in all actuality, I lost that customer as his eyes glazed over, or her eyes glazed over. They were totally thinking about something else other than Plexus. They were probably thinking about, why did I ask this crazy Plexus guy that question? So now you're thinking, how do I use that said situation with our newfound Plexus Shield of Confidence? Well, basically you could use it. You could insert any question or objection that comes from your customer, not just about company X, Y, and Z. So basically, when they ask you that, here's how you do it. Here's how you respond. You know, I don't know a whole lot about company X, Y, and Z, but I do know this about that Plexus blah. So I don't know about blah, but what I do know is blah. Those keywords is what you need to use. Those keywords there is what's going to hook them and let them stay and be receptive. So basically what you do is you tell them you don't know about company X, Y, and Z, but what I do know about Plexus, it helped me lose weight. I kicked my Mountain Dew and sweet tea soda, Mountain Dew soda habit and sweet tea habit. However, Plexus also helped answer my friend BB's question when diet and exercise was not enough. And then my friend Amy had perfect lab results after just 4 months on Plexus, and she believes that Plexus gave her life back. Did you know that Plexus has grown over 16,000% in the past 3 years? And we were named the number 8 fastest growing private company by Inc. magazine last fall. That kind of growth just doesn't happen with products that don't work. So the shield is something that we can use to defend our products, and it helps, help us defend or protect us. We don't have to argue with anyone. We don't even have to really do any research on our other companies. Instead, as ambassadors, we can stand firm and we can be confident in our company and our products. And Shield is not just for potential customers. This can apply to potential ambassadors as well. So let me close with this. I know I've been rambling here, but this information right here was what was the eye-opener as to how the Shield really does apply. And I had no idea that this went on, but this is really cool. Did you know the people that work at detecting counterfeit money don't study all the different types of counterfeit possibilities? Instead, they focus on the actual design features of the genuine currency. That is exactly what the Plexus Shield of Confidence will do for you. It puts our focus on what we know to be true and that we can stand firm on that. This is an awesome tool for you and your team to use and to share Plexus. it's objection blocking, and it's duplicatable. Go Plexus. So there's the training. I will open it up for questions, and we will go from there.